UKIP's day at the races is not a conference of standing still. This is a party that thinks it's made politics a four-horse race and is galloping with gusto to embarrass its bigger thoroughbred rivals. And its winning projection is...
on the east coast of Kent, on the estuary, so I think they're realistic. If you take those seats and some of the others across the southeast and going up into Essex, I think realistically probably 20.
But that buoyant mood belies a gamble. Can they truly break through? Can they, as they boast, hurt Labour too?
Pockets we've had in the past. I think you're going to see whole swathes joining together because there is a real revolution here and they've got to be frightened and they know that they are.
So, how many UKIP MPs might there be? Or will their much vaunted earthquake be no more than staggering into second and disappointing the thousands they claim to speak for?
In any general election, the stakes are high, and no more so in the race for 2015. UKIP's opponents say they're grandstanding if they think they're going to run to government on a wave of popular support. UKIP counter, look, we're taking votes from Labour and we're taking votes from the Tories, but we're also growing up. And part of being a grown-up party is understanding it doesn't matter how much enthusiasm and ambition you have in a first-past-the-post system, you also have to be realistic.
UKIP has crossed a threshold in its approach to the general election. It's now more realistic about what it can and cannot achieve. It's no longer talking about 40 seats plus. It's talking about possibly taking somewhere in the region of 5 to 8 seats. Now, even that's a little high, but it's certainly plausible that UKIP will walk away from the 2015 general election with around 3 to 5 seats.
That's a hard message to get across to a party impatient and enthusiastic. And some say, why crush that feeling?
Except let's just go back to May of this year in terms of the proportion of votes that we took and the fact that we came from nowhere and we were the lead party in terms of the European elections campaign and the outcome. I don't think any party would be acting responsibly if it tried to actually push down and say that is no longer worth generating, innovating and trying to capture.
The big fear within UKIP is coming out of the general election next year with something like 15% of the vote and a lot of second places, just not being able to go over the line and get those seats. Now, having said that, the big message coming down from high in UKIP to grassroots activists is be realistic. I was at a session this afternoon where an organiser said to activists, look, don't worry about losing the seat in 2015, think about 2020.
What might boost the maths right now, of course, would be proving its threat to Labour in a by-election. And of course, the question going around is what are the odds on another Tory dark horse waiting to defect to their stable, especially if they burst onto the political track to ride roughshod over the start of the Tories' conference next week.